we'd like to tell you the story of Samuel Lockhart and his circus elephants. Samuel Lockhart was born in 1851, that's 170 years ago, and was a very special man. Let us tell you why. Samuel came from an exquisite circus family. His dad was a stilt-walking clown, and his mother's family founded a famous French circus. Ooh la la, we say. Samuel and his brother George loved circus life and were famous for their horse riding, acrobatics and clown costumes. They would do anything to perform. The brothers travelled the whole world with the circus, from France to America and from Russia to Germany. However, Sam would always return to Royal Leamington Spa because he loved it so much. We can certainly tell why. One day, Samuel's brother George had an accident. After all, working for the circus is dangerous stuff. This meant that Samuel and George had to stop performing together until George recovered. Sam decided to travel to Ceylon, now known as Sri Lanka, to work on a tea plantation in order to make money to provide for him and his wife Hattie. This is where people would pick tea leaves and dry them, ready to be shipped around the world and enjoyed in a good old cuppa. Sam chose Ceylon because in those days it was part of the British Empire, which means that Queen Victoria and other powerful British people were in charge there. The British Empire was huge. It ruled nearly over a quarter of the people in the world. Nowadays, Sri Lanka is an independent country, which means that the people who live there are in charge of their own country. It was here that he saw elephants being taught tricks, and he thought this would be the perfect act for his circus. So he worked and worked until eventually he had enough money to buy some elephants of his own. The most famous of his elephants were Wilhelmina and baby sisters Trilby and Haddie, named after his wife Hattie, who famously named the three Graces. Samuel also had elephants called Romeo and Charlie and another pair called Jock and Jenny, who were lucky enough to perform in front of the reigning Queen Victoria. Despite travelling the world with his elephants, Samuel always came back to Leamington, with his elephants of course. He bathed them in the River Leam and even walked them up and down the parade. These days you wouldn't see an elephant performing tricks at the circus or taking a dip in the River Leam. We now understand that elephants are much happier in their natural habitat. Could you imagine seeing an elephant walking around town today? Samuel lived in his Leamington home in Warwick New Road all the way until 1933 when he died. The house is still there today and is just a short walk from Leamington town centre. He loved the elephants as if they were his own children, and there are many references to the elephants throughout Leamington for you to discover and enjoy.